Good evening, YouTube. So today we're taking a look at Freud. He is one of my newest heroes that I've gotten, and he's one of those that I want to put exclusives on. I have him exclusive 0 at the moment, but I do have the opportunity and possibility to actually make him exclusive 3. So I think that is what I'm going to do. I've actually never really looked at him too much before I pulled him the other day, but he looks fantastic, and I really like this guy here and the thoughts of him to be able to use him in both PvE and PvP. He is a poison tag here. You can see he has the poison tag, which means that you can use him in poison content, and my poison team is lacking a bit of survivability in some of the harder content in Endgame, and that is where I'm hoping that he can help me, and then I also hope that he can help me in PvP with his automatically attack buff, and also at exclusive 3 he can do some shielding, I believe, and he also has some ally protection. But let's take a look at what he can do. On his basic attack here, he's doing a bit of a poison damage, not that much. And he's also doing some healing for the allies that have ally protection. So no need to go too much into detail on that one. Now his skill 2, Lingering Sound, is actually very nice, and that is one of his key skills in his kit here. And what it does is it gives attack up 2 for 2 turns and grants all allies, excluding self, ally protection for 3 of Freud's turns. Now if you look at the top here, the cooldown on the skill is 2 turns, and the ally protection is 3 turns of his turns, which means that even if you have like someone like Indra or other heroes that take 2 turns or double turns, sometimes triple turns, they will not lose the ally protection because it's Freud's turns, right? So that is very nice, and what it does is it reduces the damage that the allies take by 8%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot. And then 35 of the remaining damage taken is borne by Freud, which means that what I'm thinking here is that he will take that damage, right? So he reduces all the damage by 8% on the allies, and then the rest of that damage that they are taking, he will take 35% of that. Now this skill here cannot be affected or refreshed by CD, so you cannot reduce this one with Lydia, and you cannot make it longer with Ben Austin or Lydia on the enemy team. So that is good, but a 2-turn cooldown attack up buff with ally protection sounds like a huge thing. Now for his passive, he is scaling with with healing effect. He is scaling with healing effect, which is why you want to get him some healing effect here. It says here his passive increases Freud's max HP and effect risk by 24% with books of initial healing effect, up to 36% max HP and effect risk. So and I've calculated this one to be 150% healing effect. If you have 150% healing effect, then you get 36% max HP and effect risk, which is huge, right? And also it also says that at the beginning of each wave, Freud gains Pain of Eternity. When taking fatal damage, Freud consumes Pain of Eternity to be immune to death this time, and restores self HP by 20% of max HP. So that is also a huge thing, because he has the ally protection, he will be taking a lot of the damage from the allies, so having an immunity here is kinda good. Now on his last ability, and this one is kinda unique and special and interesting, it says refreshes the duration of shield and all attribute buffs on all allies and grants them speed up 2 for 2 turns. Afterward restores all allies HP by 15% of Freud's max HP. Now refreshes the duration of shield and all attribute buffs on all allies. That is huge. That sounds huge on paper. It means that if you have normally a shield is 2 turns, right? And so if you have an enemy that does not break the shield or doesn't remove the shield entirely, then you can add on to that and refresh the duration, so the shield will still be there for the next turn. And also all attribute buffs, that is both speed, attack buff, HP buff, all those kind of buffs, he will also refresh the duration of those. So I'm thinking he will be able to help having a very high uptime on buffs and shield. Now let's take a look at his exclusives here. At exclusive 1, Freud bears 50% of the damage now instead of 35, and also instead 30% of 30% of that damage will be settled at the end of the turn. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how this turns out. Maybe he's just going to kill himself really quick, because he's taking a lot more damage now. But on the other hand, 30% of it will be settled at the end of the turn instead of immediately. So he can be maybe, I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe he can heal or something like that before he takes that damage, right? And also reduces the delayed settlement of damage taken by 10%. So the total amount of damage he's taking will be reduced by 10%. That is also huge. Now at exclusive 2, this is where it starts getting very interesting on him. At the beginning of each wave, Freud casts a lingering sound one more time immediately. The following effects will be triggered alternately. Now, what it says here is that he will grant all allies spiritual poem, immune to one of silence, horrify, provoke, and imprison once before the owner's turn ends. Now, so this one here can only counter one of these things here, but it can counter imprison from like Dokura or Lydia. It can counter silence from Asindo or someone else, horrify from Xiongming, and provoke from maybe, I don't know, Xiaojun or something like that. Or maybe, I don't know if taunt goes into provoke as well. Could be a Suture, right? So that is also huge, giving some extra layer of immunity to imprison, which is very nice. And also it says here, if Freud doesn't have Pain of Eternity, he grants him Pain of Eternity. Now that also means that he will be able to cast his this ability will be able to be cast at the start of the battle, where he gives attack up just like Lydia, and also he gives the ally protection buff from the start. Now let's see his exclusive tree. Each time lingering sound, it's the same effect, grants an ally protection, also grants one layer of shield by 30% of Freud's max HP on the ally. And Freud for 2 turns. Up to 2 layers of shield gained in this way can be stacked. When Freud is alive, in the duration of any shield owned by an ally, the ally's ally protection cannot be removed. So he also gets some block removal here as long as we have a shield. Which is nice if you have him paired up with like Sun Wukong or someone else that does a shield effect that cannot really be removed. Then you cannot remove the ally protection either, so you're taking a lot less damage actually. Quite good. And 2 layers of this shield thing here. I'm imagining that it can go up to like a 60% of his HP then, so it's going to be a 60% shield buff like in total, which is very nice. So he's going to start out with this one, and you could immediately go with another one of these from the beginning of the battle, and that would give you 60% shield. Or you could go with this one over here and just refresh the duration of the shield and also give speed buff. So you have 2 ways of playing him in the beginning of the battle. Go for the 30% shield or go for a 60% shield from the start of the battle, if he's fast enough, that is. So that is nice. And so how I've built mine Freud here is I've actually gone for a lot of healing effect. I have 136 healing effect. I'm trying to get to 150, but more on that later. Then I've also given him speed, and this speed is a great amount for my account where I am at the moment. This is actually pretty decent speed. And HP, I wanted to get to 700k plus, but maybe we'll get there with exclusives today. So the echo I have on him at the moment is this one, Power of Protection. It's the best epic echo if you do not have his own echo. So his own echo is this one here. I'll just show you quick. So if you don't know which one it is, and this one here. So that is Freud Echo, and it has healing effect on it. And that means that if I got his own echo at some point, then I could obviously just level that up and get the healing effect instead of HP, which would make me get the 150% healing effect that I want to get. So maybe I'll get his echo in the future, we never know. Now for the speed part, you can still break through on him, he can get some speed that way. And also my artifact is actually not a mythic artifact, it's just this one here, which is not great, but it was the best that I had with HP on. So yeah, you can see here my wizard eye is not, this one is worse, right? So you can get 72 extra speed from just the book there, so he'll be able to get to like 2500, 2600 maybe speed, which is fine for me. Now for the aura, I'm actually going with a recovery aura at the moment, just to see if that might be able to heal a bit more. You could also go with the speed mag aura if you're using him in PvP, or I was actually thinking of also doing Dwarven Blessing here to give him 18% more max HP, so that might also be a thing. Now for blessings, I've gone with healing effect, and then I just had some random poison ones that I wanted to give to someone, so I put them on him, and then just some stun resistance, because he got the, at exclusive 2 he will be getting the immunity to silence, provoke, and prison. So I was just thinking, okay, but what about stun? So this just helps a bit against stun, and you could also have gone with freeze resistance if you wanted to do that. Now for emblems, I've actually gone with this one here. I believe it's kind of good, so I'm going with HP, that's good for him. Shield damage, so if he has a shield, I'm imagining when he has exclusive 3, he will have the shield buff from the start, and he'll take 6% less damage. I'm imagining that is good. Some healing effect here, and more healing effect here if people are below 50%. This one here will actually give him the 45 speed, I believe, from the start of the battle, because he is inflicting a buff or debuff from the start, so that is 45 free speed. Then some turn meter reduction, and also more healing here if people are CC'd and shielding. And then this one here, just to have a increase the duration by 1 turn on his speed and attack buff. Now for this one I've gone with effect res, and dot received -9%, so that's good against Lance and Erato. Effect res, control res, and this one here is just if he gets nuked, he can heal a bit and also take less damage here, and then I've gone with max HP. Now you could clearly also go with speed if you wanted more speed, or you could also go with the healing effect actually here if you are needing some extra healing effect to go for that. But that is how I wanted to build him. Kinda a jack of all trades. Now let's hurry up here and just test him in some stuff here, because there are 2 areas in the game that I want to use him in. And the first one here is actually Cloister here. I want to kill this difficulty 39 here. I've set up the team, and this is the team that is recommended. I can see it on the, when I go to look at the boss, I can actually see that this team here can kill the boss. However, I can also see that Freud has some exclusives on the team that killed it, and they're also using the deer pet. And I do not have the deer pet, so I cannot rest my team, and I cannot do extra shielding from that pet. But it is what it is. I kinda just wanted to kill this 39 here. And I'm thinking that we can, in this video, see if exclusive 1, 2 and 3 will improve my results in this battle here. See if it does anything. Hopefully it does, otherwise it's kind of wasted, right? So you can see here at exclusive 0 he cannot help me defeat the 39 here. And if you go to this Planet Rift over here, I've been stuck here for a few weeks in my poison team, and we can see here if maybe he can help me here in this one here at stage 395. I've put up a team here that I believe is strong enough to kill this boss. Obviously this boss is very strong. Lam, I kinda hate this boss. On all my tags he is one of the check marks, and if you cannot get past him then you're stuck for some time. You can clearly see here that I'm doing a lot of damage. Now I also have to say that since I tried the last time, I've gotten some better gear on my Willa, so that might also help me a bit in this team here. But I will see if exclusive 1, 2 or 3 might be able to help me clear this content also. That is what I want to find out. But let's see at exclusive 0 if I can get the boss down. Now if I manage to kill the boss here at exclusive 0, obviously I will skip forward to one of the other ones, but you can see here that I just died, so I cannot do anything. Right, so let's go in and make him exclusive 1 and just see what happens here. Let's do it together, guys. This is for science, right? So you don't have to waste your eyes here on him. So now I've made him exclusive 1, and now he will be taking where did it go? Sorry. Now he will be taking more damage from the team, 50% of the damage, and he will also be taking 30% of that at a later date, and 10% will be reduced. So let's see if maybe we can live a bit longer here. I actually forgot to look at the amount of turns we had before, just to make a comparison. We will be making sure to look at the turns this time, just to compare how strong we become when we get exclusive 2 and 3. Hopefully I can clear it, as I said, otherwise it's kinda, well, it's not wasted, right? Because you can still use him in PvP, and I'm sure he will still be better than not having exclusives on him, but yeah, you get the point. So at exclusive 1 here, obviously I only last 3 boss turns and 24 turns in total. That is not very great. So exclusive 1 doesn't seem to do that much. Let's see in this Planar Rift here if it does any difference. We'll just see. So as you can see here, he is on default and he starts out with the speed buff. So maybe when he gets exclusive 2 and he actually starts with the ally protection buff, this will also be a bit better, because his default AI seems to be casting his S4 at the beginning of the battle, and you can clearly see here that I'm still dying even though he put the ally protection on everyone. But I also think that Lam is removing buffs, actually depending on how many bleed stacks you have, or poison stacks, sorry, then he will remove buffs from you. And yeah, it is this one here, I think. No, this one, yes, this one here removes their buffs by the same layers of poison. So when we get exclusive 3, we cannot get the ally protection removed. That should help us. But 40 turns here didn't really do much. Let's just go and get exclusive 2 immediately. See what happens here, and see how much I regret this in a minute. So this is exclusive 2, guys, right? So this is what you can expect from this kind of content with this guy here. We'll see. Now he should do the, yes, there is the attack buff from the beginning, and the ally protection is going out on everyone here from the start of the battle. And let's see if maybe we can last a bit longer now. I think, well, the immunity is kind of not really used in this one here, unless the boss can silence me. I do not think so, but some bosses actually provoke silence, but I don't think this one does that. So we'll have to see what happens here. So I'm still dying, and I must admit at this point here it kind of doesn't look that great, right? Because now we have the ally protection, we have all that, and we're still dying. So it's not looking that great, guys. I mean, you saw my gear, it's pretty good, and everything is pretty nice. So in a minute we will see if this was all wasted. Let's just see here, guys. So I'm going to exclusive 3 him after this fight here, and see if maybe the auto shielding can help me. If it cannot, then, well, I don't know. I'm going to be regretting maybe a little bit that I built him, actually. But maybe not, I don't know. He can probably be used in ball thrones then, and 5-man teams with my poison, like IMR, Willa, Ronai, and Freud is a fun combo, right? But it doesn't look that great. Now he is healing fine. He is healing fine, he's got a lot of HP, all that, and I guess the attack bar from the start is also nice to have. But we could have just stopped at exclusive 2. Now this looks a lot better actually on this boss here. This time with exclusive 2, it does look a bit better, I must admit. We're very close to killing the boss here. Let's see. Yes, so very close to killing the boss this time, but didn't really work out. Now I am going to use my very hard-earned eye here. I'm going to use it, and we'll see what happens. So yes, here goes nothing. So now he can also do some shielding. Let's see if maybe the shielding part, let's just start with this one because I thought this one was a lot closer. And now he can also do some shielding. Let's see if it's enough. There you can see the shield is gone up, and he followed it up with the speed buff also, which is very nice. It's not been hit just quite yet, and there goes another shield buff. Let's see if that does any difference in the kit. Sometimes on legendaries, obviously exclusive 3 is where the real money is, and that is what you get the most value of. So Hopefully that is also what we get here, but I am very low in health here. It doesn't look that great, I must admit. Okay, there is another healing there, and the next one should be his shield buff. Yes, shield buff is up again here with ally protection and attack buff, and it's maybe looking a bit better. But this guy here, I just hate this boss here. You can see Freud is getting low because he's taking all the damage. He's getting very low. He's healing himself up there. That is nice. It was very close though. And he is dead, and it's going to be a wipe, I believe. This is going to be so close here. Okay, so Nita clutched it at the end. That was a progress there, guys. Very close though. So yeah, you saw that was very close. So let's see in this boss here if the shield buff helped anything, and we'll just see. But I did this for you guys also, so that you can see what happens if you exclusive 1, 2, and 3 on Freud in endgame content, where you would be expecting him to actually help in these kind of teams here, in the poison tag teams and such like that, because poison tag team doesn't really have a lot of good healers and support already, so that is where you want him to be able to help you a bit, right? And yeah, so let's see if it does. I think we already survived a bit longer than before actually, so that is good. It's a good example. But let's see what happens when the boss nukes me in just a minute. We'll have to see. Yeah, so I'm just gonna pause the video here, and I'm gonna come back when I'm either defeated or if I have won. Okay guys, so I'm back here, and at this time I actually lasted 133 turns. I also got the boss down to 28% HP, and I believe with a bit of jingling and twinkling and maybe some different, like Imakato was the first one to die actually, and I believe that maybe if I just set up my AI a bit different, or maybe change a bit of the some stuff here, I might be able to beat that boss. So I would say exclusive 3 definitely help him in Cloistered for my team, and I believe it does look positive. I might be able to finally clear 39 of Cloistered. There's also the Cloister buffs up here, might be able to do some better min-maxing there. So that is it guys. I believe I can't really show you much here. My arena ranking is king tier, and every team looks like this, so that is pretty pay to win. But what I can maybe do is find a team here in advanced arena, and let's see if we can do anything against a fun team here. Let's try against this team. Maybe we can try a bleed team just to show it off against the poison team, sorry, against maybe this team up here. I'm just gonna put like Willa there, and then I'm gonna put an Imakato and the Freud. Where is my Freud? Freud is there. I'm just gonna put Freud up, and I also put a Runai. Where is my Runai? And then we actually just need a cleanser or something like that. Now I'm just gonna put a some Wukong up there. It's just to see, right? So it doesn't really matter that much. Let's just see here up what happens up here. Start on auto and see what happens here. So obviously Popper and Esther will be going first, and Ronai we might just be dying here, and actually don't know what happened there. Not too sure actually what just happened there, and the rest of my teams is not really set up, so shouldn't really look that much about that. This last team, didn't I forget to put? I just put some randoms in here for this team here. So I don't know what happened in the first fight there, but you can clearly see that it helped with the there was Willa just nuking the things there. Let's just test one more here. I just want to see, like, again here what happens against this team here. Let's see this Jinglebell team here. So let's see it in maybe in slow motion just to see what happens here with the Freud team. This is just the poison Freud team, right? So the Esther goes now, and I believe the Beatrix should go. The Villa actually goes now, and then what happens here? So we got the attack buff up from Freud, that's nice. Villa goes and killed that Beatrix there. And what happens then? Beatrix is, Jingle Bell is trying to kill me. Villa is doing her Hurricane. Sun Wukong is killing someone. I think my Imikado is getting his turn now. If Sun Wukong is not nuking anyone. Sun Wukong killed that Esther there. And Imikado will nuke that hench, I think. Will finishes it off. So, okay guys, so I think at least for 5 versus 5 it is very nice that Freud is also exclusive 2 at least, because then he can do the attack buff automatically and also make us immune to silence, right? So that is very, very nice. Okay guys, so that was a pretty long video, this one. I'm sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed the video testing him exclusive 0, 1, 2 and 3, and I hope you have a nice weekend. Cheers, bye.